Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of EdgeMasterGaming, where today I've been exploring this new jet gun glitch. If you're not familiar with what the glitch is, it's basically a way for you to use the explosive shot. You know, the one where you use the right click on the mouse if you're playing on PC. It pretty much enables you to use the shot over and over again without any cooldown period. In this video I intend to show you how to perform it, also cover the best spot on the map that I found to be the most effective, and finally I'm going to go over all the issues that I've encountered while doing it. Quick sidebar guys, I want to address something really quickly before we get into the video. I am a bit under the weather, as you can probably tell. I came down with the flu over the weekend and I'm not quite over it. So if you guys are wondering why I sound like this, that's why. But before we get started, if you do wind up enjoying this video, please let me know by giving it a like and definitely consider subscribing. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get started. Firstly, in order to do the jet gun glitch, you'll need to ensure that you have a lethal item equipped in your inventory. When you do the explosion using the right click, immediately switch to your lethals, but hold down the key so you don't toss whatever that lethal item is. Then you're going to switch back to your jet gun and release the lethal key. When you've done it correctly, this is exactly what it should look like. As you can see, the ammo rebuilds almost immediately. Now, as you get better with this process, you can get much faster by cutting the animation for the lethal out of the picture like you see here. Also, you'll find that the type of lethal makes a difference when performing this glitch as well. Such as the hatchet has faster equipping animation than the Molotov, which means you'll need to get adjusted to the timing based on the lethal, that's all. And I'll do a quick side-by-side comparison just so you guys can see the difference here. Now when you don't perform the glitch properly, of course you won't be able to fire again because the cooldown will be in effect, right? However, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of one scenario that you may run into. It will definitely take you by surprise if you haven't seen it before. You'll notice that the ammo for the jet gun will be down to one shot after switching to the lethal. The gun will want to use up the last shot, so don't try to save it like I did here. What will happen is, the weapon you're holding is now forever locked in the firing position, and you can see me here just freaking out not knowing what to do. So what I found is that when it gets like this, the only thing that you can do is just wait till the jet gun ammo refills and use the explosive shot again, and that will clear it. Again, to ensure that this doesn't happen, you need to just let the gun ammo go to zero like you see here. So when you get better at performing the glitch, you're going to have to find a good spot on the map to use it. I've seen some videos where it's being used on the lower roof here adjacent to the Alamo, and while the spot is good, it presents a couple of problems. First, if you notice, when the zombies are on the approach, they typically come from two spots, one on top of the roof and the other is straight ahead. But getting to the point, normally limiting the areas that the zombies have access to you is a great thing. However, this makes the rounds go by slower. So if you're able to get this skill down, you won't have to worry which direction that the zombies are coming from, I promise you. I mean, this blast is an explosion that hits on all sides, so you're good. Secondly, I'm going to present you guys with a question. What options do you have if you mess up the glitch and the gun is in cooldown? Now you can use Ether Shroud probably to become cloaked, which isn't going to give you enough time for the gun to come back online, but maybe if you had two stocks, that might work. You can also use the Chopper Gunner or Mutant Injection, or if the zombies are not in the way, you can jump off this part of the roof like you see here and make your way around, go through the bank, to eventually hit the zip line that will get you back into position. Now all of these options are okay, but I have a better spot that I'm going to show you. And that's the Alamo rooftop. It addresses both of these problems because the zombies have way more access, which helps you to go through each round a lot faster. Sure, the zombies can come up behind you, but like I mentioned before, because the jet gun blast goes in all directions, you shouldn't run into any problems. Now I know what you're thinking, well Edge, that does address the first issue, but what about if you mess up the glitch? Aren't you going to have to deal with it the same way that you mentioned earlier? And the truth is, yes, you can use Ether Shroud, you can use the Injection or Chopper Gunner, and hop off the roof to run back around if something goes wrong. However, instead of doing those things, all you need to do is just take the zipline back to the spawn and immediately come straight back. I mean, look at this. Traveling back and forth on this zipline gives the right amount of time for the cooldown period to be over. Upon returning, you can go right back to lighting the zombies up again. Now, once you get back though, say you're using the jet gun. You get into a decent rhythm, everything is going well, and all of a sudden you mess up the glitch again. No problem, because the zipline is also available again. Okay, so here's another interesting thing that I found when performing this glitch. If you go to fire, the gun will sometimes stutter 1 or 2 times before firing again. What this means is, make sure you adjust the time to switch your lethal based on the explosion and not when you think the gun will fire, if that makes sense. Another thing that I've found is that sometimes the game will glitch out and no enemies will appear if you leave on the zipline and return. This has happened to me about 3 times so far, and I'm not sure what causes it. When this happens, you're free to roam the map and do whatever you want, uninterrupted. I haven't found any great uses for this yet, but stay tuned. Now, of course, if you ever find yourself in this situation, the only way to get out is to just save and exit. Now, here's the wild part. When the game loads in, one of 2 things will happen. You will either start at the beginning of the round, or you'll already be knocked with a ton of zombies hovering over you. Others have said that this is a great way to get into the higher rounds on this map, so I tested it out. And let me tell you, along the way, the Vermin rounds just get longer and longer and longer. It was really quite annoying. So I just used the RC car to handle that after a certain point because I got tired of waiting for the Vermin, and I really didn't want to save and exit the game just to skip the round. If you're not familiar with this method, just get an RC car, and when you're on the rooftop, position yourself at the entrance of this barricade like you see here, and the Vermin will be unable to reach the car and destroy it.
Shooting?
Now I wish I could find the YouTube channel that I saw this at just so that I can give them the credit. I'll try to find it after I post this video just so that I can put it in the description box for that. Now I must say that while this works wonders, because the round is so long, I did have to get a few of these cars in order to last the round. Either way, I did test the jet gun glitch to see if you could use it to get to the higher rounds, and you absolutely can. The only thing is the effects on the abomination are lessened over time, but it's great. Out of this entire game, I did get knocked 1 time, and it was for something I did before I was even set up with the jet gun. But other than that, I did get to round 81 and did exfil without a problem. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments section if you found it helpful or not. And as always guys, remember to have fun, take care, and God bless.